Talk? I know we had a talker in the morning. We had a talker in the morning. He just really wanted to talk. All right, so we good with everything? Audio is good? Fantastic. We're rolling. So now we have 4 beautiful speakers. The reason I said 3 is because anyway, so we have 4 beautiful speakers. So we have 3 beautiful speakers. I'm going to ask each to introduce themselves one-on-one. And then we're gonna dive into some topics, okay?
Yeah, sure. Fantastic. Hello. My name is Teng. I am the co-founder of Strikingly. We are a software platform to build your own websites and WeChat stores. So we make it really easy for small businesses to get up online. And I am the product designer for Strikingly.
For Strikingly, can you just briefly explain Strikingly for a bit, because I'm not sure everyone knows what it is.
So we make it really, really easy for small businesses and individuals to build a website and build their online store and publish it to the world. That's it.
Kylie?
Hi everyone, so I'm Kylie. Thank you guys for coming out here to support me today. So I started a tourism platform called Free Tour Asia 2 months ago. That offers pay what you want walking tours in Shanghai, Beijing, Hong Kong, and Tokyo.
Hey everyone, I don't own any business.
Don't say that so morbidly.
So I'm Xiaoyu. Very nice to be here. So I am an interpreter. It's my full-time job. And aside from that, I do lots of gender equality, women empowerment, and sex education work with Women in Leadership League. I'm the sex education lead. And also PhoenixRisen and BCome. And actually, we just won startup workshop, and I'm now part of a startup team called Yummy English, trying to teach kids English cooking classes. We just had our first demo class this morning, and the website is with the help of Strikingly. So thank you very much.
Whoa, fantastic!
So that's
and I want to give you a little bit more background. Does anybody know what the WILL organization is? Oh wow! Well, can you give some brief background on what that is?
Yeah, sure. So WILL is short for Women in Leadership League. So it's an NGO that's devoted to promote women empowerment and like he for she, and basically to tell people that whether you're in leadership roles or not, you can make a difference, and to create a better society with gender parity in it.
And then lastly, okay.
Hi, my name is Tiffany, and I'm a social entrepreneur that use sustainable fashion as my tool. So what I mainly do is that I go to all these different tribes around the world, and I try to discover what they do with their traditional craftsmanship, and I introduce them with a new eco-fiber and material that can make it even better, so that they can trade it with certificates all around the world. And at the same time, I also produce my own collection, but the purpose of it is more to tour around the world and use it like to do guest speaking and to do fashion shows, so we can invite more other designers to do the same. And I hope in the future we can all change the way people consume and the way things are made.
That's fantastic. We have 3 social entrepreneurs. I'm gonna put Teng, you're the 4th. Teng, you're more so the business development.
Yeah, sure.
You're more so business development. So I'll probably get questions towards you.
Sure.
So now that we have, well later, but like now that we have like 3 social entrepreneurs, first off, why is it important to build some type of social model to your business? And because a lot of people starting their businesses, they might think mainly just profit a lot of the time. So why is it important to build that kind of social motive?
Well, for me, it's of my upbringing, because my mom works for Hong Kong Red Cross, and I grew up working with, doing a lot of charity work and volunteer work. For me, I value moments or happiness more than money. And I also see this is the future where everybody are more giving and sharing. So profit will be in terms of expanding the business to help more people instead of just for personal gain.
And while you have the mic, I have a specific question for you, Xiaoyu, because what you do is amazing. And I've been to, there was a Lean Startup Machine event, and so Lean Startup Machine, can you briefly explain what that event was, and I'll ask you the question.
That's okay.
Okay, maybe, or I can explain what it was. Or okay, Lean Startup Machine. So it was a 3-day workshop. You know, it provided exercises and like group development talks and discussions for women. It was like a 3-day woman entrepreneurship workshop. And you know, I as a guy, I saw it from a different perspective, right? And there's a lady by the name of Lizzie. I'm pretty sure a lot of you know Lizzie, right? Shaking heads, right? She was talking, and then we were discussing with a couple more people about what are the differences in woman entrepreneurship that women have to face that men don't know about. I thought, hey man, like if you're an entrepreneur, you're an entrepreneur. If you're a business person, you're a business person. And I got like the hugest backlash. It's like, no, we do face some differences. So what are some of the differences that maybe women go through in business that men we probably don't even know or we're not even aware of?
Well, first of all, you have to talk about like the gender discrimination you have in workplace. Like for me, I'm an interpreter. I am not anyone's secretary, but I would just walk past a conference room sometimes and with the door open and a bunch of dudes are in there having a meeting. And then they're not my boss. I don't work for them. I work with them. And then they would just like, Xiaoyu, could you just be a darling? Just fetch me 2 cups of tea, please. My hands are tied. While playing with his pen. Like we're just normally, I don't know, like just this assumption that we're somehow inferior than men, and men can earn more, men can do things that women cannot do, and sometimes that affects us when we're trying to start a business because it's actually more difficult for us to attract male investors. And for us to get mentors, because mentors are really important when you're trying to start something like that. And also for the Young English, for the my team that won that startup workshop, it's started by Lindsay, Happy Buddha owner of the restaurant. And she has faced a lot of obstacles when trying to start this restaurant. People just don't think she can do it. But if it's a man, if her husband does the work, then we'll support you, we'll give you the money. And also she was a mom, like carrying a kid everywhere. And people just automatically assume that, you should just do your homely duties at home. You shouldn't be out here as a mom trying to start a business. So that just, I know, some thoughts.
So how do you overcome that? For example, like I'm African American, and you know, in America we're like, I'm a minority in business, but I don't really see myself as a minority in business. I just see myself as a businessman. I just work harder. You know, so what are some of the ways, maybe you two can jump on this because you have some experience, you know, in this. How do you like overcome that? Or how do you like just, what's your mindset when you go into meetings, know it's going to be very male dominated and things of that nature? Can maybe you or Kylie touch on that?
I think I have the same problem, but in reverse. Sometimes when I look for investment or mentorship, usually I get more men that show interest, but then at the end of the day, most of them are interested in other things. So that's not fair as well, because, I mean, come on, like, I have my brain, I work hard, you know, like, focus on what I do, not how I look. Especially in fashion, like, it happens to many girls, it's also to my friends, because they really dress themselves up, they really want to look good for, you know, because this is their passion, but often people misunderstand or they kind of like take advantage of that and then they say very mean things. And I would say to overcome it, don't stop being who you are and work really hard to prove that it's possible. You know, don't like stop doing makeup or stop dressing how you like just because you feel like people will start looking into your brain more than how you look if you do that.
So because I run tours for visitors from around the world, that they come from, of course, all age groups, all countries, all backgrounds, and at the same time, gender is, of course, an important consideration that we have to take into account when we run the tours, because people naturally by gender are interested in learning different parts of the culture. So, for example, in our tours in Tokyo, men tend to be more fascinated by robotics and by the maid cafes that you see in Akihabara, which is one of the neighborhoods in Tokyo. And so women tend to be more fascinated by fashion that you find in Shibuya or Harajuku, other neighborhoods in Tokyo. And so we see that kind of as an advantage. Something that if we know about the differences in what men and women are looking for, that we can, try to kind of tailor what we offer to them. And at the same time, we can also explain a little bit more about the other perspective. And so rather than just kind of like directly jumping into this talk of gender and kind of differences, that we try to first start with what each side really wants to get at, and then we try to offer them something else to kind of give people the larger perspective. And so for me, like in this industry, I found that it's actually not so much a challenge as an opportunity. That we as women, like we have a lot of opportunities these days, more so than 30 years ago. Like, can you imagine like the challenges facing women entrepreneurs, 30, 50 years ago? It was almost unheard of. And so these days there's a lot more support, including the event that you were talking about, right? Including, for example, yesterday I was at this event for female entrepreneurs, the Cartier Women's Initiative event, that really actually gives scholarships and tons of money to women entrepreneurs. And so because there's so much attention, I think that we also have the opportunity to kind of rise to the occasion.